Hi, I'm Clay Blackham. I'm here to interview Cory Tholl, CEO of Klymit, and Bill Harmon, GM of Goal Zero, today at Silicon Slopes. Today we've got some people from the outdoor industry here. Bill Harmon with Goal Zero, he's the GM, and then also Cory Tholl, he's CEO of Klymit.
At the core, Klymit is all about providing a good sleeping experience when you're in the outdoors. And we know that you hate sleeping in the outdoors. We all love being in the outdoors, but most people do not particularly enjoy the sleeping part. So we embrace that idea, that concern. And at Klymit, that's who we are at the core, is trying to improve everyone's experience. We're a small team of 35 people that ranges from, like I said, hardcore outdoor to nothing in outdoors, very technical engineer guys like myself to people that don't even dare to look at a spreadsheet, and they prefer not to. So it's a very eclectic mix of individuals, but we all share one thing in common, and is that we're kind of all entrepreneurial innovators, is what I like to call us. We have a lot of fun together. We yell at each other a lot, and we grow together. So all with the desire to kind of become the brand most recognized for outdoor sleep comfort.
To understand Goal Zero, it's probably helpful to understand a little bit about our history. We like to say that 2009, Goal Zero was founded as a cause, kind of looking for a business. Our founder had made a lot of money selling some other products, a real product innovator, and had kind of taken up the challenge of helping people around the world. And one of the challenges he wanted to solve was power and light for people. So he developed our first portable solar panel, battery pack, and some high efficiency lights, deployed them to a village in the Congo, literally dirt floored huts, and really changed people's lives. The company at the time realized that, wow, this product set has a real application in both the outdoor recreation world and in emergency preparedness. And that really is how Goal Zero started. So fast forward to today, our brand promises power anything, anywhere. We've got about 80 people, do all the design and development work here, 2 miles away from here roughly, at our headquarters.
Tell us a little bit about your journey to Utah and through Goal Zero.
I started, like I said, as a code slinger, moved from that into kind of designing software, moved from that into project management and program management. Took a job in the energy industry with a company called Reliant Energy down in Houston, right at the time that the retail electricity market was emerging. Eventually reached a point where I was asked by the president of the company to take on the P&L to run the entire company. And that led me to find Goal Zero. They happened to be looking for an exit. We bought Goal Zero about 9 months later, so this is about 5 years ago now. And I had an opportunity to move my family to Utah. We really love Utah. I can't imagine not living here now because we just love being outside.
I've known Bill for a couple of years. I never knew you were a coder. That's actually really intriguing because my background, I went to. By schooling, I did my mechanical engineering and undergrad and also my master's. And I got bit by the entrepreneur bug in my very last year of my MBA program. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll try something more local and something more startup. And at that time, I got introduced to this company, this crazy new startup company out of BYU called Klymit. And the founder had this crazy idea of taking a jacket and putting some argon gas in it so it could inflate or deflate depending on what you were doing, so you could control the amount of insulation. We thought, cool, this is gonna be great. We're gonna go and own the world of inflatable insulation using this argon gas. And we launched it, and it was just tough. We burned through all of our capital in 2010. We had a lot of dysfunctions, as a lot of startup companies do, but we had some pretty severe ones. In 2011, the board came to me and asked me if I would run the company. It was kind of like becoming a captain of a sinking ship at the time. I had to figure out how to get out of my introverted engineering mentality of design a product behind a computer screen and leave me alone in my R&D room too. I've got to go now and negotiate with all my lenders, my landlord, everyone that we owe money to, and figure out how we make this thing work. As soon as I had reins of the company, I started to pivot us away from the apparel and towards our camping pad this concept of a camping pad that we had come up with. And through that series, we've kind of evolved the company. We've sold off the apparel side, and we've launched a lot of new products in the sleeping space, and it's been really beneficial, and we've grown really nicely from it. But it's been a lot of personal pivots for me along the way, growing from just focus on product development and production to now handling all the issues.
What are some of the challenges like you guys have faced to get like Klymit off the ground, no pun intended, from like maybe the 2012 on?
So most of you have seen Klymit before. You probably recognize us because we have this V-shaped camping pad that looks very different. We launched that product in 2012, and it quickly became our workhorse and has gotten us to where we are today.
One of the real challenges we deal with is how people see us. How do customers define us, and how do we get them to redefine us a little bit? If they see us as the guy that makes the little portable solar panel, our Nomad 7 that charges a cell phone, what I want them to understand is, yeah, we do that, but we also do other things, and we do a lot bigger things and more meaningful things than even that, perhaps. So that's a challenge: is how do we define ourselves more broadly in a consumer's eyes than the one product they might have picked up at REI as an example.
What are some do's and don'ts that you guys have for like advice for people who are aspiring to like start a business or run a business?
For us to survive, and for a lot of startups that are just trying to bootstrap it together, it is all about sales. And don't let anything, even yourself, trick you away from understanding that, right? And whatever it means to get that sell is what it's all about. I remember going to farmers markets and going to consumer shows and doing whatever we had to just get the product in front of people and for them to give us $1. Stress does not go away. You always think, man, as soon as I get through this next hurdle, as soon as I figure out this funding, or as soon as I get this into this sales channel, life is going to be pretty good. Stress always is there, and I wish if I could go back, I wish I could have enjoyed the journey more and enjoyed the successes, like celebrated the successes more often, and just paused for a moment when those things were happening. And I wish even today I could figure out a way to balance the highs and the lows. Like the lowest of the lows is not that low for us. We live in a great place. We live great opportunities. I'm not going to starve. My family's not going to starve if something goes under. And I wish I just would have that mentality more often, and especially in the startup mode. Like you got to have urgency. Don't get me wrong. You got to like bust your butt. Luck favors the man in motion. All those things have got to be part of your mentality. But like balancing that with a healthy mentality.
I wildly underestimated how difficult it would be to turn a company that was focused on grow to grow the top line to what we actually care about is growing the bottom line. And top line revenue is to somewhat irrelevant to us. In the beginning, it's all about revenue. So nothing bad about the previous regime. They did exactly what they should do of get the word out. It's all about revenue. It's all about revenue. But you hit a turning point at some point where you say, enough is enough, and now we actually have to be profitable. I can't go ask my shareholders, my investors, the bank for more money. At some point, and every company hits it at a different point, some after a year, some 3 years. Goal Zero's point was about 5 years in, where we said, we got to be profitable, and we were massively unprofitable. That was a bit of the culture. It was like, we're here to give back our humanitarian work. We're here for a lot of things, but what we're not here for is to make money. And it took literally 2.5 years to kind of evolve the culture of the company to the point that profit wasn't a bad word anymore. Like, it's the thing we have to do. If we want to give, if your thing is give back, that's great. I'm all about giving back too. We do a lot of that, but you can't give something back if you don't have anything. And if you're not making money, it's a joke. You're not actually giving anything back. You're just borrowing money from investors and giving it to someone. That's not real give back. Real give back is when you make a lot of money and you take a portion of that and you give it back to people in need.
We are actually kind of not in the opposite zone, but we're trying to figure out how a profitable company can ramp up the sales, but do it profitably. And the issue is exactly the same. Like, you're always looking at the bottom dollar, and I've never met a really good business person that isn't thinking that way. There's great salespeople that don't think that way, but a good business person thinks that way. And so the issue is the same. It's just we're trying to figure out how do we ramp it up, because we've seen our profitability suffer from trying to scale too quick. And so that is the name of the game.
Hey, thanks guys for joining us. We appreciate your time, and good luck on the rest of the journey. Let's give it up for them.
Thanks.
Thank you.